everybody, it's Amy from YosoBoho. Welcome back to my channel and to another Tuesday night thrift adventure. So tonight we are going back to Pymatuning, where I promised I would take you to check out the lake and some cool things that we do there. And then we're going to go over the border into Linesville, PA and check out a Finders Keepers and see what treasures they have there. We're also, at the very end, going to look at a couple of things that I recently bought in a small thrift shop that is closing that I didn't even know about. I found something that blew me away, and I think you're going to want to stick around and see what that is. All right, let's go on an adventure. The first thing that we're going to do today is visit the Pymatuning Spillway. They call it the place where the ducks walk on the fish's backs, and I'm not kidding, they do. First stop is grabbing bread, because these are hungry fish. So there's a little bread shack here that we stop at to get our bread. It says large bag $2, 2 loaves for $1.
So you got 6 loaves, so
6 loaves?
Yep. We're gonna feed some carp.
All right. You got this?
I got this.
You're gonna pick?
Yeah.
What kind of bread do the carps like best?
Have a real moldy.
No. I don't want to throw moldy.
Well, there.
And they'll be breathing it.
Well,
Carps like this kind of bread.
how do you know that? They like anything.
They like Italian bread too. How many you got?
I got 4.
All right, I got 2.
I think this is way more than enough.
Way more than enough.
This is where we feed the carp, ladies and gentlemen. You see all these people out here already. You also see some Canadian geese squeaking around too. Oh, look at the people. This is a perfect day to
It is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Did you say folks?
Yes, folks.
Oh, look, there's parking right there. There's lots of parking. You could have pulled in there too. You like to park on the other side. Here we are at the Spillway. We parked on the opposite side of the road, and I love that we did that because I got to see both sides of the lake. It's just an absolute gorgeous day. I think the high on this day was like 65 degrees. That's the kind of day I like. It's sunny, it's like cool, but you know, the sun is warm. They already see us.
Look at that, Mr. Birdie. Carp.
On average, how big do you think they are?
I'd say at least 20 pounds.
20 pounds a piece?
15, 20 pounds a piece. He loves the water.
Oh, he would go in there in a heartbeat.
I don't understand why, but
I want to get over the railing and see the fish. All right, I got a good shot here. You see where my camera's pointed?
Yep.
Oh, got some down there. Oh, it's so weird.
There you go.
When we were walking up here, I saw a fish try and jump up over that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many car machines is this? Thousands of them?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
Couple thousand?
I mean,
In this area.
and these are the only ones on the surface. Like, what's underneath there? Why don't you jump in there and find out?
I'll jump in.
You'll jump in?
Yeah, I'll jump in.
You'll jump in and count them?
And I can swim like a fish.
You jump in there and count them.
You get to pay me, maybe cost that cow $100.
I wonder how that would feel.
What?
Like, I wonder if their scales are real sharp and, you know, like, it would hurt if you jumped in there,
Yeah,
or if they would try and eat you like the bread and it would just tickle.
You probably would try to eat me.
Irf and I dropped Mr. Brody off at the camper and went out to do some thrifting and saw these little dudes along the way. Our first stop was at this little Finders Keepers in Linesville, PA. Now, we had been here at least once before. I want to say maybe twice before, but I've never filmed here. So when I walked in the door, I asked permission to film and they said sure. And the two people that were working here on this day, they were so great. They were so friendly. Had a great conversation with them and am happy to show off the store here. It's packed full of treasures. Now, prices aren't resale kind of prices here. At least I didn't find on this particular day. In the past, I have picked up some things for resale here. And, you know, possibly I just missed some things today. It's a neat piece. This is a clothesline retractor. It's missing the clothesline. The red handle to me says post-depression. And there are some cool colors of these out there. There's like the 1940s blue and red and yellow. Some of those can sell pretty well, maybe in the $15 to $20 range. These little glass things are bird feeders or waterers, you know, for old bird cages. Those are neat. I loved the little areas, little cubbies and stuff. Oh, and these painted pieces here. The woman who I spoke to was actually the artist that was working on this day, and she's very talented. I love that little deer poking through the brush there. But yeah, lots of little cubbies. I wonder what that table was up there. I missed that. It's so funny to watch these back and just kind of relive. You know, at this point, it's probably been almost a month since we were here. So trying to remember what I filmed is kind of impossible. I loved this leather work. This is another person who, I don't know if she works there, but she sells these wares and they were gorgeous. Very talented. And if I was in the market for a clutch or a wallet, yeah, very quality, beautiful things. Oh, I remember I liked this too. This was a piece that was done in chalk, I believe, and really neat and a great price on that. Portraits are hard to sell. They really have to have like a tremendous character to them or really have, you know, a stylistic kind of thing. Otherwise, I find that they're difficult to sell. I really wasn't looking for anything special today, just kind of, you know, maybe some things to sell. Love this primitive box. They had $20 on that. And this table. Oh, it was kind of in rough shape, but I love that look. What am I looking at down here? That's a little wooden cracker box there. This right here. Oh, I was looking at the waste paper basket. Now this looks like kind of Hollywood Regency mid-century, but I remember it was very light. It wasn't like brass, it was something else, and probably still a good deal at $7, but I passed on that. Oh, did I look at that atomic platter in there? I'm seeing, I was probably distracted by the uranium glass that has a big chunk taken out of the bottom. And I'm looking at the top to see if it's got a chunk out of the top. I must have felt something there too. Yeah, why didn't I check out that platter? I wonder about that. This, I remember, was a very heavy piece. I thought, my goodness, if that's all solid copper, that is a lot of copper. And I'm sure it was well priced. I actually thought about going back and getting that. And the thing that I bought is in this room. I actually went back and picked it up after we had been through the whole place. I'm always looking at cast iron. This was a good price for this piece. It needs work. Definitely needs work. I didn't look at the inside of it, but love this old bowl. It had a doink in it, but love those old crock bowls. There's a piece of brown drip right there. And there's a piece of silver overlay, but those are just not easy sellers either. Alright, here's the pieces that I ended up coming back for. I just thought they were too funky. They definitely had a kitschy feel. They look like, kind of reminded me of Royal Beirut because they had kind of a realistic look to them. And they were in nice shape, and they wanted $6 for them. So I will show you here at the end, but I did pick these up. And I ended up finding something very similar. Oh, look at, doesn't it look like sand on them? I thought that was such a neat quality about them. But I did find something that matches these recently, and I'm going to share that with you as well at the end. So stick around for that. But right now we're going to continue to shop. Here again we have some silver overlay. These are beautiful, and $4 is a good price for these. Unfortunately, probably not going to sell too great. Now these I had never seen before, and I was wondering if they were uranium glass. At $6 for that stack, that would have been amazing. So of course I had to get out my black light here and check. And nope, not uranium glass. I figured they were smart enough here to know what was what. I like this little piece. It's got a very 70s vibe to it. It's in rough condition. I'm not exactly sure if it was like a spoon rest or what, but it had a really cool look. Ooh, I loved this driftwood art. I'm just such a fan of the organic art. Like those look like maybe seed pods or something. There were some missing petals, but that still had a really kind of cool boho vibe to it. And this case back here had a bunch of Lennox bird figurines in it. And at $12 a piece, that's a great price. I probably should have looked some of these up because some of those are definitely worth money. And then look at this mid-century lamp. I love them when they have those teak necks like that. That was a neat piece. Look at that piece of furniture right there. That vanity is very cool. This case had Native American figurines in it, and again, they wanted $12 a piece. So maybe I should have got out my phone to do some research. Oh wait, I was using it to film. That's an old, neat old grandfather clock, but those don't sell nowadays either. Not that I would have wanted to tell Earth, yeah, we're taking a clock with us that's taller than me. That old rocker was neat. So many neat things in here. This painting, hopefully I could see what this was priced here. I don't remember what it was priced, but it was neat. And I'll let you know if I can find that artist. Definitely a mid-century vibe to it. Look at that window. Doesn't it look cool how they have the dress form in there all pulled apart like that? There's just kind of some cool vignettes happening around the store that I liked. I liked these. I remember thinking, wow, that's cool. There's a matching pair that I remember they were very light. very, very light. I always look for old ladders, things that I can hang linens and whatnots on for the shop. Oh, and I remember this beautiful woman in here. I think if she was a head vase, I would have snagged her. $7 was great. And I do think I went back to see what she was made out of, and she was chalkware, and had a little bit of damage. Look at that big canister set down there that all kind of fits together. I loved this piece, and that was a pretty good price at $45. But they had a bunch of scraps, these grate covers and stuff that they used to make this piece, and I thought it was great. Pardon the pun. This room had some electronics and some records and things in it. Books. It now has earth in it too. You follow me over here. And I think this is the last thing here that I recorded, but there was a nice little collection of paperweights here, and I loved these. They had $5 a piece on these. They had those controlled bubbles. It's called Bollicante, and I liked them. I liked the little display they were on too. Thought that was cool. Ah, she's scary. All right, so I'm going to wrap up here. Let's take a look at the thing that I actually purchased, and then some other things that I purchased recently that I want to share with you as well. Oh, that was a neat piece. Kind of funky, right? But I like them. They're artsy and kind of cool and kind of realistic. They're just conch shells. They are Florida tourist pieces. You can see the Florida right here. Let me take the lid off. The lid is cool because it has this little shell on it. And you can see right there, it's even half faded, but it says Florida on it. The other one's a little easier to see. You can see it on the rim here of the creamer. They're just cool. And they have these cool little feet. And they reminded me of Royal Bearroot, which I love. I love to collect the Royal Bearroot animal figural creamers. But I also have some of the shells. And I'll share with you what they look like. Not really like these, but these kind of gave me that same feeling with the feet and with the way that they have kind of a realistic look to them. I just love them, and for $6, I thought somebody else will love them too. Now, I had never seen anything quite like this, and I wasn't expecting to see anything quite like this anytime soon, but just a few weeks later, and by this I mean like a couple of days ago, I was in a different area of Akron and decided to see what small shops might be around that area, and found a place called Tracy's Treasures. Now this place is a small, privately owned thrift shop. I can't believe I didn't know about it. It is right next to a car park yard that Irv spends a lot of time at, and he didn't even know the place existed. So signage is super important because he, of course he would have told me if he would have noticed there was a thrift shop right next door to the place that he goes all the time, but he didn't. So this was kind of, a hidden little treasure, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to find because she's closing shop. She's actually moving. So she opened a second store, which is a little bit further out, but this store she is shutting down. And so when I went in, the lady who was working, who was very nice, I had a great time chatting with her. She said, if you see something you want, grab it. Everything is 25% off, and we're making deals. I found matching salt and pepper shakers to my crazy cool Florida creamer and sugar set. These also, same thing, say Florida. And you can see the orange tag here. They were $1, 25% off of $1, so 75 cents. And now I have a matching set that I will very likely sell with my sugar and creamer. Isn't that cool? I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, well, I was meant to stop in here because, you know, that's kind of neat. Now, that's not the only thing I found. And it was pretty funny because I think I hit 5 places on this day, including a Goodwill, and bought nothing except for the 3 things that I bought at this shop. I spent $4.01 at Tracy's Treasures. Sometimes as a reseller, you have those days where you just hunt for hours and don't find that special thing, or don't find those things that you think you can resell. And that's the kind of day I had. The only place that I spent any money all day was at this tiny little thrift shop that is closing down. And I bought 3 things. So the salt and pepper shakers were one. And then I bought this beautiful pottery piece. I was surprised when I flipped this over because it is really quality. It's heavy. It has these beautiful leaf kind of motifs around them and these great little handles. But I was surprised to see Japan on the bottom. This is a nice vintage piece, and from Japan with this kind of weight, that's unusual. Normally the Japanese pieces, they tried to keep them lighter because they were shipping them all the way here, and they wanted to, you know, minimize the shipping cost so that they could ship a lot of them over here. And this one it's substantial. It has a nice weight to it, and it's so pretty. It will go in anyone's boho decor. It will look great with some greens coming out of it. All right, the last thing I'm going to share with you blew my mind. I am not someone who pays attention to Hummel and Goebel. I have picked up a couple of Goebel things in the past, so I knew basically that they had a little bit of value, although the value of them has gone way down. I do know, though, that some Goebel and Hummel pieces, if they're rare and hard to find, still have value. Never did I think I would just stumble upon one. But at Tracy's Treasures, I found this piece. It is a Goebel. It is a Cap'n W. Goebel Kinderland piece. Now, this was a special limited series of these kind of zoo scenes. There's one with a zebra, there's one with a giraffe, there's this elephant one, there's one with a cage all the way over it, and I can't remember what the animal is in there, maybe a lion, but they'll have these little kids, and they're really cute. I was drawn to the elephant, and that's why I originally picked it up, and it did not have a price on it. So when I asked the lady, she said $2, and that's pretty much everything that was on that shelf was about $2. And I said, sure, $2 sounds great. I didn't know what it was. I saw it said Goebel, and I thought it's probably worth, you know, maybe 20, 30, 40, if I'm lucky, 40, 50 bucks. I don't know. I'm taking a risk. Not really a risk at $2 plus 25% off, remember? So $1.50. I'm not taking a risk at $1.50, but sure, I'll take that cute elephant for $1.50. I found out it's one of the rare ones. It last sold at an auction for over $300. There's one currently listed in Germany on eBay for, I think it's the equivalent of $320. I'll share it with you here. What a surprise! I'm thinking maybe I do this on auction because if there's multiple collectors out there who are looking for these Kinderland pieces, maybe I get lucky and it just goes, I don't know. So I'm thinking about starting it, maybe a $99 auction and just see where it goes, because even if I get $99 for my $1.50 investment, I'd be okay with that. And somebody would get a great piece for their collection, right? Oh, how exciting! Some days it's just being at the right place at the right time and having a little bit of luck. Who knows how long this piece sat on that shelf? I think maybe it was waiting for me. All right, everybody, that is it. That was the adventure of the day. I hope you had some fun. So glad you came along. I appreciate you watching so much. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit the alarm so you know when I put up new videos. Twice a week usually, and sometimes on the weekends. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you saw that you liked, or just say hello. And hit that like button while you're at it. And then share out the channel so that we can continue to grow. All right, love you all. I will see you on